I think a lot of people hear a phrase like, the best revenge is none, and their first instinct is to say, nope, not me. That's too soft. That sounds like letting someone off the hook. That sounds like mercy for the people who didn't show me any. And I get it doesn't make sense at first, because how can we just let go of what they did? How can we move forward when they never even said sorry? How can we not want them to feel what we felt? Because some people really did betray us, and it really does seem like they don't deserve forgiveness. Not after all the lies, the cheating, the manipulation, the way they turned cold, like none of it even mattered. So I get it makes sense why you'd want revenge. It's not because you're cruel, but because you've been hurt deeply. And hurt wants something to balance the scale. But what I had to learn the hard way is revenge doesn't balance the scale. It just keeps you holding the weight. It won't bring you the peace you think it will. It'll just keep the story alive. The pain, the bitterness, the replaying of every single detail in your mind. And that's not freedom. That's not healing. That's just a loop playing over and over again. So if you're here and you've been feeling that pull to clap back, to prove them wrong, to make them regret it, I'm here to offer you a different way. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. Because the truth is, the best revenge really is none. Not because you're weak, but because you're done carrying it. You're done letting them shape your future just because they hurt your past. And you're allowed to feel anger, You're allowed to grieve. You're allowed to feel it all. And you should. You shouldn't try to keep your emotions suppressed over a long time. Trust me, that's very unhealthy. But revenge asks you to stay in the wound. It asks you to put your energy into hurting someone instead of just healing yourself. And healing, real healing, isn't loud. It's quiet. It's choosing not to text them back. It's choosing not to check their account. It's choosing to rebuild yourself even when no one is watching and even when there's no one to praise you. Letting go isn't weakness. It's strength. It's walking away with your dignity intact instead of screaming, "Look what you lost," to someone who already showed you they couldn't see your value. And that's what stings most, right? Not just what they did, but how little they seemed to care. How easy it was for them to walk away, to replace you, to act like none of it even mattered. And one of the hardest things in the world is having to accept that you might never get the closure that you wanted. They might never apologize for what they did. They might never even admit what they did. But you get to stop waiting for that. You get to stop hoping that their regret will fix what they broke. Because it won't. And it can't. Only you can choose peace for yourself. And peace isn't about payback, it's about release. So you don't need revenge to move on. You don't need karma to do the dirty work. You don't need them to hurt the way you did. You just need to stop letting what they did decide how you feel about yourself. Because you're still worthy. You're still lovable. You're still whole. And they don't get to take that away from you. You can walk away in silence. You can heal in private. You can rebuild in peace. And that freedom, that joy, that healing, that's the kind of revenge that isn't even about revenge anymore. It's just about you living, thriving, loving again. Not because of what they did, but in spite of it. And that's power. And that's what they don't get to have. So, no, you don't need to get even. You don't need to show them what they missed. You don't need to post your happiness so they'll notice. You can let it go quietly. You can walk away and mean it. And That's where your peace begins. The best revenge really is none. Let them wonder, let them feel the silence, let them face themselves. And honestly, even if they don't, who cares? Because you can't sit and wait for people to take accountability for their actions before you move on. You've got better things to do. You've got a life to live. You've got healing to do. You've got love to give. And it starts with you. You are not what they did to you. You are not the wound. You are the healing. And they don't get to take that away from you.